اللهم صل على محمد وعلى آل محمد كما صليت على إبراهيم وعلى آل إبراهيم إنك حميد مجيد. اللهم بارك على محمد وعلى آل محمد كما باركت على إبراهيم وعلى آل إبراهيم إنك حميد مجيد. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. Umar radiallahu ta'ala anhu narrates that the Messenger of Allah sallallahu alayhi wasallam said, "Whoever sees a person in calamity and says the following, he will be saved from that calamity for the rest of his life, no matter what calamity it is." Supplication is, Alhamdulillahi alladhi afani mimma ibtalaka bihi wa faddalani ala kathirin mimman khalaqa tafdila. All praise is due to Allah Jalla Jalaluhu, who saved me from the situation in which you are and favored me over many of his creations. Mentioned by Tirmidhi. Note, Ja'far radiallahu ta'ala anhu says that these words should be said in the heart and the afflicted person must not be made to hear them. Huzaifa radiallahu ta'ala anhu narrates, when the Messenger of Allah sallallahu alayhi wasallam restored to his bed at night, he would place his right hand under his cheek and say, Allahumma bismika amutu wa ahya. O Allah, I die and live in your name. When he would get up, he would say, Alhamdulillahi alladhi ahyana ba'da ma amatana wa ilayhi nushur. All praise is due to Allah Jalla Jalaluhu, who gave us life after having caused us to die, and to him is the eventual rising from the graves. Mentioned by Bukhari. Al-Barra ibn Azib radiallahu ta'ala anhu narrates that the Messenger of Allah sallallahu alayhi wasallam said to me, before going to bed, perform the ablution, wuzu, which you perform for the salah, then lie down on your right side and say, Allahumma aslamtu wajhi ilayk, wa fawwadtu amri ilayk, wa alja'tu dhahri ilayk, rahbatan wa raghbatan ilayk, la malja'a wa la manja'a minka illa ilayk, amantu bi kitabika alladhi anzalta, wa nabiyyika alladhi arsalta. O Allah, I submitted myself to you, I turned myself to you, I handed over all my affairs to you, I placed my back, my entire body in your protection. I did all this in anticipation of your reward and out of fear of your punishment. There is no escape and no salvation from you except to you. I believe in the book which you revealed and the Prophet whom you sent. If you say these words and pass away on that night, you will pass away with Iman. Let these words be the last which you say before falling off to sleep. Al-Barra said, I began memorizing these words in the presence of the Messenger of Allah sallallahu alayhi wasallam and said, and the Messenger whom you sent. The Messenger of Allah sallallahu alayhi wasallam said to me, no, say, and the Prophet whom you sent. Mentioned by Abu Dawud. Abu Hurairah radiallahu ta'ala anhu narrates that the Messenger of Allah sallallahu alayhi wasallam said, when any of you resorts to his bed, he should dust his bed with one end of his loin cloth, because he does not know what creatures there are on it. He should then say, Bismika Rabbi wada'tu jambi, wa bika arfa'uhu in amsakta nafsi, farhamha wa in arsaltaha, fahfadha bima tahfadhu bihi ibadaka as-salihin. O my sustainer, it is in your name that I place my side on the bed, and through your name I get up. If you take away my life while I am asleep, show mercy to it. If you permit it to live, safeguard it with what you safeguard, your righteous servant. Mentioned by Bukhari. Hafsa radiallahu anha, the wife of the Messenger of Allah sallallahu alayhi wasallam, said that when Messenger of Allah sallallahu alayhi wasallam intended to sleep, he would place his right hand under his cheek and say the following 3 times, Allahumma qini adhabaka yawma tab'athu ibadak. O Allah, protect me from your punishment on the day when you resurrect your servants. Mentioned by Abu Dawud. Ibn Abbas radiallahu ta'ala anhu narrates that the Messenger of Allah sallallahu alayhi wasallam said, when any of you goes to his wife for conjugal relations and says the following, and a child is decreed from that conjugal relation, Shaitan will not be able to harm that child. In other words, Shaitan will not be able to lead that child astray. The supplication is, Bismillahi, Allahumma jannibni shaitana wa jannib shaitana ma razaqtana. I commence this act in the name of Allah. O Allah, save me from Shaitan and keep Shaitan away from the children whom you bestow to us. mentioned by Bukhari. Amr ibn Shu'aib narrates from his father, who narrates from his grandfather, that the Messenger of Allah ﷺ said, when any of you becomes terrified in his sleep, he must say, أعوذ بكلمات الله التامات من غضبه وعقابه وشر عباده ومن همزات الشياطين وأن يحضرون. I seek refuge in the perfect words of Allah from His wrath, His punishment, from the evil of His servants, from the whisperings of the devil, and that they come to me. If a person says these words, the dream will not harm him. Abdullah ibn Umar radiallahu ta'ala anhu used to teach these words to his family, children who reached the age of understanding. As for those who did not reach this age, he would write these words on a piece of paper and hang it around the child's neck. Mentioned by Tirmidhi. Abu Sa'id al-Khudri radiallahu ta'ala anhu narrates that he heard the Messenger of Allah sallallahu alayhi wasallam saying, when any of you sees a pleasant dream, it is from Allah Jalla Jalaluhu. He should praise Allah Jalla Jalaluhu for it and relate it to others. But if he sees a bad dream, it is from shaitan. He should seek refuge in Allah Jalla Jalaluhu from the evil of the dream and abstain from relating it to anyone. If he practices this advice, the dream will not harm him. Mentioned by Tirmidhi. Note: one may seek refuge in Allah Jalla Jalaluhu by saying, I seek refuge in Allah from the evil of this dream. Abu Qatada radiallahu ta'ala anhu narrates, I heard the Messenger of Allah sallallahu alayhi wasallam saying, a good dream is from Allah, a bad dream is from shaitan. If any of you sees anything disagreeable, he must spit 3 times when he wakes up and seek refuge from its evil. It will not harm him. Mentioned by Bukhari. Jabir radiallahu ta'ala anhu narrates that the Messenger of Allah sallallahu alayhi wasallam said, when any of you resorts to his bed, an angel and shaitan hasten towards him. Shaitan says, end the day with evil. The angel says, end the day with good. If the person remembers Allah, shaitan goes away and the angel spends the entire night protecting him. When he gets up, an angel and shaitan hasten towards him. Shaitan says, start the day with evil. The angel says, start the day with good. If he says the following supplication and then dies by falling off an animal or due to any other reason, or gets up and offers salah, he shall receive very lofty stages as reward. The supplication is, Alhamdulillahi alladhi radda ilayya nafsi ba'da mawtiha wa lam yumitha في منامها الحمد لله الذي يمسك السماء أن تقع على الأرض إلا بإذنه إن الله بالناس لرؤوف رحيم الحمد لله الذي يحيي الموتى وهو على كل شيء قدير. All praise is due to Allah Jalla Jalaluhu, who returned my soul after it had died and did not cause it to die in its sleep. All praise is due to Allah, who holds the skies from falling onto earth unless He wills otherwise. Allah Jalla Jalaluhu is most affectionate and merciful to people. All praise is due to Allah, who gives life to the dead, and He has power over everything. Mentioned by Hakim. Imran ibn Hussein radiallahu ta'ala anhu narrates, the Messenger of Allah sallallahu alayhi wasallam said to my father, O Hussein, how many gods do you worship? He replied, 7, 6 on earth and 1 in the heavens. He asked, whom did you call on when you experience hope and fear? He said, the one in the heavens. He said, O Hussein, if you embrace Islam, I will teach you 2 statements which will benefit you. When Hussein embraced Islam, he said, O Messenger of Allah, teach me the 2 statements which you promised to me. He said, say, Allahumma alhimni rushdi wa'idhni min sharri nafsi. O Allah, inspire me to goodness and save me from the evil of myself. Mentioned by Tirmidhi. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give us the tawfiq to make amal upon whatever we have listened to, and may He give us the tawfiq to send this to others, inshallah. Subhanallah bihamdihi, subhanakallahumma bihamdik, nashhadu an la ilaha illa ant, nastaghfiruka wa natubu ilayh.